All praises. There it is.
Con. Rakathai, Yasharala, Rakathai.
But
I mean, bless Israel. It's the trees of righteousness coming back at you again on Thursday. You know what I mean? July 6th, 2023.
all praises, man.
You know, we here to feed the sheep. All praises to the most high power, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai.
All praises, man.
We want to praise him and we want to glorify him. And we pray that this class is edification to the sheep, you know, and it pleases our Messiah.
All praises.
It pleases the Lord, you know.
Con.
I'm Captain Jehu, this Chief Yamel,
All praises.
you know, and we are the trees of righteousness.
All right.
We'll go into it.
Go into it. Let's get into it, man. You know, last week did a great breakdown of the birth of our nation, Israel. We're gonna continue that and kind of get that going and get that finished today. Last week was amazing. You have to go look at our video and see how it started because we're gonna pick up where we left off at, and that was in Genesis 17. And we're gonna continue to finish building what we started building last week, right? So those of you who don't know what we was talking about last week, please go see the first one. This is part 2 right here, right? We want our people to understand our nation and when it was birthed and when God created us as a people for himself, right?
That's right.
This is very edifying for our brothers and sisters who are lost in this truth. We take time out to study and learn and show ourselves approved by the Most High, right?
That's right.
So we want to stand here today in spirit and hope that the Spirit be willing, man, and give us the ability and the knowledge and wisdom that we need to bring forth his word to his people. Right? So we got to get ourselves woke up. So right now, we're going to finish kicking this thing off, and then we're going to start in Genesis 17, right? But first, we'll let Cap come on, man, give you a little preview about what happened last week, give you a couple of see where it started from, on Noah, on down real quick, and then I'll jump back here on 17 and we'll pick it up from right there, kind of give you a little refresh, if that's okay, right?
Kind
of.
So last week we began. I think we started at Genesis. We might have. I think we started at the beginning. We started in the beginning, and we went down from Adam all the way down to you know, Adam had 2 sons, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel, and he was Abel was replaced by Seth, and then the Lord, you know, through Seth. There's the righteous lineage. It's going through Seth all the way down to Noah, and then of course the flood. Then so once we have the flood, everybody's wiped out except for Noah and his families. So we're going to start there, and I got it kind of mapped out for you. You can see it at the top is Noah, and then Noah had 3 sons. Right there in the middle is Shem. That's who the Israelites come from, and a plethora of other nations. But all the world was populated through these 3 brothers. It's Shem in the middle, Ham on the right side of the father of the African nations, the dark nations, but not the Negroes, according to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. And then on the other side, you have Japheth. He's the Pacific Islanders, the father of the Pacific Islanders, sort of like the Hawaiians, etc. You know, but going straight down that line from Shem, you got Abraham. Righteous Abraham, who the Lord began his promise with. And then you have from Abraham, you have his son Isaac, although he had another son who I forgot to put on there. Ishmael is his firstborn. He's the father of the Arabians.
Right.
You know, so we're just going through and showing who the Lord is dealing with from Adam down to Noah to Shem, down to Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes who we represent.
That's right.
And we're going to jump right into it.
Like I said, man, good pick up where we left off at, Cap, man. Let's bring this thing on out. Get your Bibles and stuff, man, and follow along with us, man. Right. So we're going to start here in Genesis 17, right? We're going to pick up right where we left off, man. We're going to start with chapter 17, verse 1, right? We're just going to go through this book. We're just going to go straight through, pick up where we left off, showing you the seed, right, of Israel, right?
Got it. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be you perfect.
Now you heard that. He said, be ye perfect, right? A lot of people don't understand that Abraham kept the laws, right? And we're going to show you that he kept the law. Let's get that precept real quick on that one in Psalms 19:7, King. And show them what perfect means, right? Because a lot of people don't understand what the Lord meant when he said in what Matthew 5:48, when he said, be ye perfect, for your Father in heaven is perfect.
That's right.
We're going to show you what perfect is, right? So pay attention. This is how you break the Bible down. It's written in similitudes and codes that we can only the children of Israel can understand. These nations don't keep the laws at all, right? They turn around, man, and they completely go against the Most High because they hate the Most High. But let's read that precept real quick and show them what perfect is, King.
Come. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
So now you hear that. It says the law of the Lord is perfect.
That's right.
Abraham kept the laws.
Come.
He kept them. This is why. This is from him on down to Isaac, on down to Jacob, kept the law. The law is ours. It's established in Israel. It's not established in everyone else. Everyone can't keep this law right here.
That's right.
Right? So you just now saw, and I just read it to you through Cap, man. Abraham kept the laws of the Most High. Right? So let's go and let's finish this thing, man. Let's go on and break this thing on. Wait a minute. Cap, you got something. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I believe the chat is on. Salaki Israel. We're going to try to put the chat on so we can see y'all questions. We're going to see what we can do here.
Yeah, let us
bear with us. Just a moment. Let's see if we can get that.
See if it pop up. Oh shoot, let me see. Show this.
Let's see.
See if it runs.
Just a moment, Yasharala.
Yeah, let's get
just
it
checking on this chat thing.
Hold on. Something here.
Not chat.
Oh shoot. Go back.
So there's always a little technical difficulty sometimes. Enemy try to get in there and switch things up. Caption.
No comments. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch this first. Then save it and go back in. Hold on. Let me try to go back in and then switch.
Okay.
One time to see.
All right. Appreciate your patience, Yasharala. Just another moment.
Hit for me.
All right. Somebody try to type in chat. Let me see if we can.
See if we can.
See if you can. Let me see. All right, let's see. Got somebody trying to type.
It's showing somebody trying to type.
Shallow. Okay. Okay, she getting back now. Still can't. Okay.
She said she still can't.
Yeah, she said she still can't. Let me look on my end and see what it looked like. Okay, so there we are. A little bit of a lag. This action is turned off for content made for kids.
So it turned off?
Yeah, it says it. Yeah, the live chat content made for kids. Okay, so we got to turn that off. Bear with just another moment, y'all.
Hold on 1 second. Turn that off. Yeah, tell them hold on just for a second. Contact. I got it. What you say?
Yeah, that's. You said not.
Try to go back into it.
For content.
Made for. I just put no. So let's see if it comes through. Let's see if it works.
Still not allowing me to get on.
It's not easy. I don't know why it's not allowing no comments to come on.
Think we got to go out the live and come.
Probably have to.
Allow all comments.
Allow all comments. Let's see. And I'm waiting for us to go out.
Yeah. We may have to go out the live and come back in.
Let me try something on this phone real quick. Let's see. And then again, like King said, it might be YouTube. They probably don't want us to post this thing. Because it's the first time this happened.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
let's see that. Okay, here's live. It says. Okay, this was working on mine.
Oh, so it's back. Maybe it's
Okay, this was working.
Oh, it's back on mine too. Okay. I'll praise it.
Okay, so they probably have to just come back in because it's on.
Maybe I think it just took a second.
But then it probably won't show on ours until later. So okay. Yeah, it's on now. Just gotta probably have to, later on with it. So and that's the first time it ever happened. Normally we can get on and it just pop up. It's cool. We might as well keep on going into it.
We keep on going.
When they text and stuff, it probably show up late.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good though. We're gonna keep that streak going along. See, I'm used to seeing it though in the corner though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. So let's go on down. Let's continue, Israel, man. Go ahead and just keep it. Allow you to text now. We probably won't be able to see it until we get off and get on our regular phone to see it, to answer the questions, which is messed up because this ain't never happened. But let's still go through and let's finish seeing the birth of Israel, man. Let's continue, man.
Come. All praise to the Most High Power, Yahweh.
We ain't gonna let this stop right there, man. We're gonna keep going. So after we found out now that Abraham kept the law, let's go on down and find where this bloodline, because this is a bloodline from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the 12 Portuguese, the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the bloodline you got to come from. You can't just come from Abraham. We're gonna break that down too. He's the father of many nations. Right, yeah, but not all nations. Just because you come from Abraham don't mean that you are the seed of Abraham.
That's right.
We're gonna get that in Romans to you too. So let's go on down, King. Let's read on down.
Verse 2, chapter 17. And I will make my covenant between me and you, and will multiply you exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and Yahweh talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be a father of many nations. Okay, so we hear that again. Abraham is the father of many nations, right? So everybody think when they hear that they from Abraham, they think that they are a child of Abraham, right? That means that we're all, because they say Abraham was the father of many nations. But let's pull a precept to show just because you come from Abraham does not mean that you are a child of Abraham. Right? This is very important that we understand this bloodline. And we're going to go on through. You're going to see how the Lord going to say, Isaac is your only son. Right, and we know Ishmael was his firstborn, but let's pull that precept real quick, King, and show them just because you come from Abraham don't make you a seed of Israel. That's right. Also, Salaki, when he says Abraham is going to be a father of many nations, he didn't say all nations. No, he did not. And we brought that out last time. So Abraham is not the father of everybody on the entire earth. So everybody on the entire earth is not going to be blessed.
That's right.
You know, so when you go to church and they tell you, oh, well, you know, we're all children and we're all children of God. No, the Lord made his promise to Abraham and to Abraham's seed. And he's talking about one seed, although Abraham had multiple seeds, you know, and we're going to get there here. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9. Oh, you want to start, Chief? 3?
You want to go to?
Salaki, down here by the promise.
Yeah.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 7. It says, neither, because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children.
You heard that?
But in Isaac shall your seed be called.
Now, he signified, in Isaac shall your seed be called, right? Notice he didn't say in Ishmael, right? Or Abraham's other sons that he had by his third wife. We're going to bring that out in Genesis 25, right?
That's right?
So now we know that the covenant is going to be established through his son Isaac, not Ishmael, right? So just because you come from Abraham doesn't mean that you are of the children of Abraham, which is the seed that goes through Isaac down to Jacob to his 12 sons.
Keep it on that.
Yeah, give it a little more.
Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Okay.
And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand.
That's right.
Not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. Verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Man, this book, the Lord can't lie. He already done spoke this thing into existence, man. You know, he can't backtrack himself now. We know he loved Jacob, right? We know he hated Esau, man. We know that his seed is established in Isaac, right? We understand that, right? Because what Paul was rewriting about was this right here.
That's right.
He was telling you exactly the same thing. And that's what drives me up the wall when people say, you don't have to deal with the Old Testament. So what is they quoting from when they in the New Testament?
Right.
They coming straight from the Old Testament.
Where they learn,
Christ himself.
They had to get their learning from somewhere.
You gotta, I mean, who opens a book and starts at the end of it and know exactly what happened in the beginning? That don't sound right to me.
Not only that, but when they said go and preach the gospel and do this and that, they wasn't saying, hey, give them the New Testament and forget about the Old. You know what I mean? It wasn't no New Testament when Christ was around. He's the New Testament.
That's right.
So it was being written, but they were giving people the Old Testament, and the New Testament is the writings of what they were doing.
That's right.
So we are back in Genesis.
Back in Genesis 4.
Come. All right, Genesis chapter 17, verse 5. Neither shall your name anymore be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made you. And I will make you exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of you, and kings shall come out of you. And I will establish my covenant between me and you, and your seed after you, in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto you, and to your seed after you.
Now you hear that word, that seed is significant. King, you got your Zonderman's Bible. Let's look up that word seed, right? Because this is where a lot of churches get confused at, right? When they hear that word seed, they don't understand. They still think the Most High got off the throne and came down here and grabbed them a woman and got her pregnant. Right? They don't understand the word seed. So we can get it in Greek. Let's get it in this too, in the Zonderman, and see what it stands for, right? And because a lot of people think just because they got this book, they understand it, they know it, they feel like. I had a brother that I was talking to at work, and bless his heart, man, he said, I believe the way that I was taught was right. I've been trained that way. And I said, brother, you just said a key word. You've been trained, right? Unresolved trauma lasts for a lifetime, man. You know, and that only happened to us, our people, man. Why you think a lot of people don't even understand when you get diabetes, all this blood pressure and all this stuff, that's unresolved trauma. That come from our ancestors being thrown on them ships and the way they been beat, raped, robbed, murdered, slaughtered, and killed, that's gonna mess your head up on down through your seed, right? We are the descendants of our ancestors, right? Right? Not everybody descend from them that's a slave, right? That's the funny thing about it, man, because a lot of people want to be the child of the Most High, but none of them want to go through what Israel had to go through,
right?
As a nation of people, right? We're bringing that for me.
This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, Compact Bible Dictionary definition for seed. There is a threefold usage of this word in Scripture. Number one, agricultural. The farmer held his seed in his upturned garment, casting it out as he walked. Grain was sown in the early winter as the first rains. Christ's parable of the sower is well known. The second usage is physiological. Seed of copulation, emission of semen.
Semen. That's a big word right there, right? So if they want to understand the offspring of David saying that Christ was born of a seed of a woman, semen, right? The man holds the seed, he plants it in the woman, and it grows, right? It blossoms, it comes out, right? This is where the confusion. Now we understanding right now what the Lord is saying. I'm going to establish my covenant with you, Abraham. Then it's going to go through Isaac, right? And then it's going to go through Jacob and his sons, right? We are seeing the lineage. This is a bloodline. If you don't come from his bloodline, you're not Israel.
That's right.
You can't just come from Abraham. We already established that and talked about that and showed you just because you come from don't mean that you are of the nation of Israel, man. You got to come through the whole bloodline, right? And we're proving that right now, man, as we read the word of power, right? So hopefully this is going to be edifying to our people and stuff, right? So now we understand verse 7 when he said, I will establish my covenant between you, your seed, and for generations to come, right? So now we understand, man, that this is going to be from generation to generation. This is not cut off, right? You don't turn around and say, you know what, man, now that we're not back then, we're not that no more. No, we're still Israel. We multiply, man. I mean, homeboy made that rap song. He said, we don't die, we multiply. You was right about that, right?
That's right.
Because he multiplied that seed for Abraham, man, right? So we're going to continue and keep paying attention, write down the notes and everything. We're going to continue, man. Let's go on down, right? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving, man, right?
All right, so the Lord gave the blessing, gave the covenant. I think last week we left off, we talked about the circumcision, I believe. Did we touch on circumcision?
I think we touched a little.
Just a little bit. In this chapter, verse 10, the Lord made a circumcision. He made a covenant with Abraham and all of his seed through circumcision.
Right.
You know, and that is the covenant. Every male child had to be circumcised, and eventually the Bible explained it. Actually, verse 12, it tells you at 8 days old, the male child had to be circumcised, right? So Abraham circumcises his kids, or excuse me, yes, himself and everybody born in his household. He had like 316 servants, and he was like 90 years old. He circumcised himself and all the rest of his household. So when you want to go down, so right into a name change. Verse 8.
Yeah.
Verse 8. And I will give unto you and to your seed after you the land wherein you are a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God.
So if you want to ask them fake Jews that's over there, ask them where's Canaan. What that mean? When the Lord said, I will give you that land of Canaan and you should possess it, and I will be there, I will be your God. Where's that at? Right? It's funny how they all say to me, Jerusalem is that's the place. When you hear that Jerusalem, that's them over there.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't understand that the Lord took the land from the Canaanites, man. Right? I mean, I don't see how you can overlook that and read that, man, and not understand that. I think y'all struggle with comprehension, man, them fake Jews as well as them devils, man. There's a lot of devils coming out lately, King, man.
They underestimated our understanding. Yeah. And not only that, but they estimated the power of the Most High that was going to wake his children up and give them sense. You know, let me read this. This is a definition of Ham in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Since we're talking about the land of Canaan, it says Ham is the youngest son of Noah. Now we're reading about Noah's progeny. You know, it went from from Noah, and then Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Right.
Now, Ham is the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. So when the Lord said he's going to give Abraham the land of Canaan, that's a dark nation.
It's a dark nation.
He gave him, you know, that it's supposed to be dark people in that land. Israel is supposed, that's a dark nation. Not only that, but that also identifies that the Negroes are not Africans. They're not from Ham, even though they try to tell us we're from Ham. And on top of that, it shows you that the Egyptians are Hamites. So the real Egyptians are dark-skinned people.
That's
Those
right.
people you see over there, they don't match the book.
They don't.
They
read
don't match the book.
Showing it.
How
do you fight that? How do you go against that?
Right. It's just the truth.
It's all factual. Every bit of it, man. It's just something our people just have a problem when it comes to humbling themselves and studying to show themselves approved and allow the Most High to use them and give them wisdom and knowledge so they can gain understanding. Right? So let's pull it on down. The Cap just broke that thing down for you. I told you we're gonna move this thing tonight. And please send us some comments and stuff. And at the end of this, we will answer them for you. Right? We're going to do thus saith the Lord all through this book. We're going to answer with the word, man. Otherwise, man cannot speak and man shall not speak if they're not going to speak with the oracles of God.
That's right.
All praises. So let's go on down to 9 and 9 to 10, King. And then we're going to start jumping around a little bit, trying to, get through it because I want to make sure we get to Israel.
Yeah. So verse 9. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, you shall keep my covenant, therefore, you and your seed after you in their generations. This is my covenant which you shall keep between me and you and your seed after you. Every man child among you shall be circumcised.
And Cap was breaking that thing down, right? When we was going into that thing, he was breaking it. He'd already broke that thing down to you, right? So we got to make sure that we understand this, man. This is why in the last days the Lord is sending his true prophets out that's going to devote their time for the Lord, the Most High. It's not easy, man. When y'all see these brothers getting on here studying, getting out there on the block, it's hard. I can't even explain to you, man, from the physical aspects and to the mental of it, man. It's hard. It's tough. That's why the Lord said those who endure to the end shall be saved.
That's right.
We got to fight. We got to carry this thing on. Let's go on, King. Let's move it on up to 18. Give me 18 and 19.
Verse 18. And Abraham said unto Yahweh, oh, that Ishmael might live before you.
Now you see he's pointing out. He said, oh, it's Ishmael. That's who you're talking about. That's going to live before you, Lord. Because that was his first son at 13 years old, right? When this came out. So watch what the Lord said to Abraham here in verse 19.
And Yahweh said, Sarah, your wife, shall bear you a son indeed. Because we remember Ishmael is from Hagar, the handmaid, the Egyptian. And you shall call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
Did you hear that? For with him I will establish my covenant for an everlasting covenant with what? His seed. Right? So now we getting it. Now we already know we got Abraham. Now we know that the Lord is establishing it through Isaac right now. Right? He just spoke about what's his name? Ishmael. Abraham did, but the Lord said, no, it's going to be Sarah. This is where the confusion comes in with a lot of folks, man. Matter of fact, let's read to him about, because I know some people might get on and say, but didn't he bless Ishmael? We can read on down. We're going to 20. Let's go on down. Can you show them? Yeah. But he didn't give the covenant, that he didn't establish it with Ishmael, right?
Verse 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
You see that? The Lord, and a lot of people don't understand, he was Abraham's seed. He was his first son. So the Lord's like, yeah, he loved Abraham so much because Abraham kept the commandments. He was like, man, I'm going to bless you. Even that's your seed of your body. I'm going to bless him. But watch what he say in 21. He's going to say a big but. He's going to let him know, I'm going to bless him. I'm going to do it for you, brother. I got you. But I want you to know this.
Verse 21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto you at this set time in the next year.
You see that? But my covenant I will establish with Isaac. he's not bringing that covenant through anyone else, right? And he just told you, I'm gonna bless your son Ishmael, but my covenant is through Isaac. This is very significant. This is why we got to understand. This is a bloodline that we're talking about, man. A lot of people don't understand that. People, they want to walk around and say we're all children of Abraham and he's father of many nations and everything. This is a bloodline, brother. This is the Lord gonna tell you, I ain't even choose this lad as we get on down to it. Right? He's gonna tell you, I didn't choose. As a matter of fact, Hagar, his wife, the maid, she's gonna cry out to the Lord when she's out in the desert, and the Lord didn't even answer her. He's gonna answer the son, Ishmael. Even though she crying out, he gonna say, "Nah, lad, I heard you crying." He didn't say he heard her. She was in what, Egyptian?
Let me just add. Yeah, she was an Egyptian. Let me just add to what you bringing out, Chief. So masterfully, what we're understanding, what we're experiencing here is that, you know, there's other people on the earth. You know, there's, like we said, Ham's people. You know, the dark nations. There are Japheth's people. You know, other nations. And then there's Abraham's. Abraham got another seed now, his firstborn, Ishmael. That's the father of the Arabs. Yeah, the Arabs. So they believe, even to this day, they believe that they are the chosen ones, you know. And so they got the mosque and the temple over there, but they believe they're the chosen ones because they were the firstborn son, but they weren't the child of promise. And we read in Romans 9, it's about the child of promise. And the Lord, right now, what the Lord is bringing out, what Cap is showing us, verse 21, he said he's going to establish his covenant with Isaac. Even though this son, Ishmael, is going to have 12 princes and he's going to be a mighty nation. And that number 12 keeps on coming up because there's going to be 12 tribes of Israel too. So the Lord is making counterparts. He's making a just balance, because once we get into it, Esau is going to have 12 dukes as well.
Yo, yeah, that's good. So be ready for that when we break that on down. We're getting through here, man. So we're going to make it. We're doing good even with time so far. So what I want to do real quick, King, is I want to switch over. I want to go to Genesis 21 real quick, and we're going to start from 1, work our way on down. 1, 2, and 3 real quick, and we're gonna break this thing on down, because remember, he told Abraham that your wife Sarah is going to have a son, right? So we're gonna get on into it, break this thing on down smooth for you, man, so you're gonna know who Israel is after tonight. All praise to the Most High. Let's get it, King.
Come. You said 21?
Yeah, 21 and start at 1.
Come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 1. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which Yahweh had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, who Sarah bare to him, Isaac.
Isaac. So now the Lord kept his promise, right? He told her, you're going to bear a son, and through him I'm going to establish my covenant. Here is Isaac being born, right? So now we know his grandfather, Abraham, right? Now here comes Isaac, right? So the Lord kept his promise, right? Because the Lord always keep his promise. That's Israel, hang on. Because Yahweh is coming, and when he come, man, he's going to take us back home, man. Hang on. You see, he fulfilled the promise here. He's going to fulfill. He always fulfilled, right? So let's drop down, King, real quick, if you don't mind. Drop down to 9, 10, and 12 for me.
Let me hit verse 5 real quick. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. So he had to wait. I think he was like 90, 80 something years old, 90, when the Lord first promised him, but he did have to wait just to this point.
Our praises. That's a good point on there. He showed it. He wait patient. See, that's why we gotta wait.
That's right.
All praises, man. I mean, age ain't nothing but a number. It don't mean nothing to the Most High. He limitless when it comes. He controls before it. It's why the ancients of days, right?
It takes faith to wait, to have patience. That's the working, faith. He said verse 9.
9, work our way on that.
Genesis 21, verse 9. And Sarah saw the son Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
That's very big right there. Pay attention to that. Here is Abraham, his wife. Now the son Isaac's in the picture. She's like, hey, this smug over here mocking. You ain't about to be on equal level. So here's why I don't understand why people keep trying to say God created all of us to be equal. Here's Sarah telling this Egyptian, your son is not equal to my son.
That's right.
That ain't happening. Matter of fact, get out. Go and throw the woman clean out. And will Abraham listen? He's the head, but will he listen? Let's see if he listens. Let's see if he listens.
Verse 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in your sight because of the lad and because of your bondwoman. And all that Sarah hath said unto you, listen unto her voice. For in Isaac shall your seed be called.
I should drop the mic right there if I had the mic in my hand.
Hey.
All praise to Yahweh.
Hey, this the one time, hey, the Lord said, hey, listen to your wife, man. This is the one time. Now we know Adam in the beginning, he got in trouble for listening to his wife. But this is a righteous woman. She even calls her husband Lord.
Yes, she does.
Not that he's the Most High God, not that, but she calls him Lord out of reverence. But she's giving him advice. Hey, look, this can't be. You know what I mean? This can't be. And that's right. And the Lord says she's right. Listen,
she's right. She's right. Power. Wait a minute, but that just don't make no sense. Why would the Most High even agree and say yes, get them out? And just and it's hard for people to famine on that and just be like, he's not a cruel. That to me, that's cruel.
That's the bigger point. That's the bigger point, is that the Lord said that they're not going to be equal. She right. They're not going to be equal. Yeah.
He told you, because it's in the seed, Isaac, it should be called. The Most High can't go back on his word.
That's right.
He can't change. He tell you, no, it ain't him. He can move. It's in Isaac. He understands this, man. The problem is Israel, we don't. So we need these teachers in these last days to help us understand this word and come back to these laws, statutes, commandments, right?
One last point for me, Chief. Excuse me. We the only people that say, you know what, we're supposed to be all the same on an equal playing field, because we've been on the bottom so far for so long, you know what I mean, and beating our heads that, inadvertently that we're nothing. We just want to be on an equal playing field when we don't even want to ask for it. Nah, we supposed to be on the top. That's what we're supposed to be. But they had us on the bottom for so long. We just want to be equal. So now that we're equal and we're not even equal, we're really still above, but we're still trying to come down and say, no, we're not better than everybody. We're not, we can't be. You know what I mean? We fighting against the truth when the Lord said there are some people that's going to be greater than others.
That's what he said.
And it's crazy because we're the only people that do that. The white man will tell you, he'll tell you, oh yeah, we're equal, but he won't treat you that way.
Hell no.
None of these nations will. They come to America and they open up shops and businesses.
Living good.
In our neighborhoods, and they eat off of us and go take their money elsewhere and put their kids through college from selling us blunts and liquor, and doing our nails and all of that. And they spit on us and talk about us behind our back. But we got to be equal. It's crazy. That's because we don't know the Bible.
That's right.
My people died. My people perished for lack of knowledge.
That's right.
And Hosea. Salaki.
Hosea 4:6. That's true.
Right.
So now that we know that Sarah gave Abraham pretty much a command and said, hey, kick her out. He didn't waste no time. Even the Lord came and said, listen to your righteous wife, man. So you brothers, don't be ashamed when it comes to listen to a righteous wife.
That's right.
So and if you can own down there, you're going to read about how the Lord, went and he came, appeared to her and brought her back and everything. And you can read on down. But tonight we going on identifying the birth of our nation, Israel. So we're going over, King. Let's start over there in 22. Start at 1. Watch this.
This is Genesis chapter 22, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that Yahweh did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, behold, here am I. And he said, take now your son, your only son, Isaac.
Did he say only?
Only son.
I thought Ishmael was the firstborn, though.
Your only son.
Why did he say that? That make you see.
It's powerful.
That's powerful.
That's powerful.
We going through it real slow. So don't tell me you can't keep up with this. Ishmael was his firstborn. And the Lord just told him, your only son.
Your only son.
Come on, Israel.
Come.
That's why they can't mess with us when it comes to this word.
That's right.
Right? The Lord don't give his wisdom and knowledge to anybody.
Come.
right? Y'all just heard it for yourself, but we're not done with that. Let's go ahead and finish going on down, then jump to 12 for me there, King.
Come. And he said, verse 2, and he said, take now your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and get you into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I tell you of.
So we know that now this is where we're going to get to the sacrifice, right? He's taking Isaac. He's going to take him to the spot that the Lord said, right? But I'm going to show you the Lord is going to say it again. Your only son. That's keep that ear open and listen to that, because we just showed you as we read, and then we're going to go wait till we get to 25. That's going to get you too. But right now, listen, your only son. Hit me down with what I say, 12, King. Yeah.
Come. Okay.
Yeah. Hit me with 12.
Come. Verse 12. And he said, lay not your hand upon the lad, neither do you anything unto him. For now I know that you fear Yahweh, seeing you have not withheld your only son from me.
Only son again. So who's lying here? Your only son, and Ishmael was his first son, and he went and blessed him. King Cap read to you the blessings that he was giving him as 12 princesses that he made for him and everything, man, for Hagar, her son. And now he just told you Isaac is your only son.
Only son.
That's something to think about, man. That's from the Most High's mouth, right? I'm willing enough to believe every word thus saith the Lord from this book.
That's right. That's what separates some people from others. We willing to believe what this Bible says,
right,
instead of what a man going to tell us about the Bible.
That's right.
Prove it. Prove all things what the Bible says.
Don't just chatter. We read in scripture.
That's right.
Right. You can try to debate, whatever, rebuttal, do whatever you feel you make, but you better darn sure make sure it thus saith the Lord, brother. Comes from here of his own mouth.
That's right.
Okay. Now I'm gonna hit you up, King. Let's go to give me 16. Switch over to 16, 17, and 18. Let's get it.
Verse 16, Genesis 22. And said, by myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because you have done this thing and have not withheld your son, your only son.
That's 3 times, Cap. 3 times. He said, only thy only son. That's 3 times. So I don't think he was confused.
Nah, couldn't be confused. Not 3 times. Come on now. Not 3. Nah. The Most High don't play. Nah. Come on, man.
That's amazing, man. When I first read this and the Lord took them blinds up, and I was like, wait a minute. It was messing me up because I kept saying, what about Ishmael? That's his firstborn.
Right.
And then when you read on through where the Lord is saying, I didn't establish my covenant with him. I'm doing it with the Lord has a right. Don't he have a right to choose what he wants and do what he wants?
Absolutely.
He ain't on no limit. Like we can't give him a limit to do things.
Oh, no.
Right? He can make every decision on his own. He can do whatever the Most High. And see, I'm gonna tell you what. That's why the damn devil, the so-called white man, is like he is today, because he don't feel like he has to bow to the Most High.
That's
he
right.
feel like he can make his own rules, laws, regulations, live how he want to live, teach us what he want to teach. We go to their schools, they don't teach us of the Most High, man. I don't get nothing taught by the Most High at all in these colleges. Call them universities and stuff, man. Right? Get your combine and everything, man. Get a degree for what? Something that's perishable. Because when the Most High come back, all that's going to burn.
That's right.
And our people just, and we're going to touch on that too, man, with all this 4th of July at the end of this, I could answer them comments. All the mass shootings been going on. Stay on with us, man. We're going to get it today.
One quick precept, landing back off of what Chief said about the Lord can do whatever he wants. This Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. A lot of people don't know. But I'm going to read it. I'm going to bring it out. It says, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Sound like he do what he want. Sound like he do whatever he want to do right there.
Right there. Like, ain't nobody leave you out of my hand.
Wow. Yeah.
I wouldn't even try to test that. I'm going to tell you that now.
Who was that?
17. He's 17.
Come. Genesis 22, verse 17. That in blessing I will bless you, and in multiplying I will multiply your seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. and your seed shall possess the gate of his enemies.
Do y'all know what that means? Because what's killing me, man, is there a lot of people don't understand. Even from the beginning of the book, the Lord is telling you, you're going to own these enemies, man.
Slavery.
Slave.
Servitude. Servitude.
It's right there in Genesis, man. Y'all didn't hear that, did y'all? When King read, did y'all hear that?
Let me read it again.
Let him read it again. Read it again.
Verse 17, that in blessing I will bless you, and in multiplying I will multiply your seed as the stars of the heaven.
Come on.
And as the sand which is upon the seashore. And your seed shall possess the gate of his enemies.
As a possession. It's like the clothes you got on your back, your body, your shoes, you possess those. And the Lord said you're going to possess them. How did he know this? How did he know this? Your seed. This is coming from Abraham, Isaac, to Jacob, to Israel, what we're getting into, right? You're going to possess them.
Here's another question. Did Abraham ask for, you know, he didn't even really ask for, hey, I want my kids to own the rest of their enemies. He didn't ask for that. But this is the Lord's plan. So the Lord set this up. Anybody upset with this, that there's going to be slavery in the kingdom of heaven, and you take it up with the Lord, because this is his plan. He's telling Abraham what's going to happen. Abraham ain't telling him, Lord, if it be okay with you. No, the Lord is telling them this is what's going to happen.
And that's a good point, because never, as we've been reading, not one time did Abraham say, Lord, why is that?
Yeah.
That's not right. He didn't say none of it. He didn't even rebuttal with his wife, man.
That's right.
When the Lord spoke and said, hey, she's a righteous woman, he's okay. See, we ain't like it though, because we're rebellious people.
Nah,
right?
What the white man said, he told me last time.
He said, I gotta go by what he said.
Yeah.
And come on, Israel, man. We gotta be rehabilitated up here in our minds, man. Right? We got to stop defiling ourselves, man, and just killing ourselves and thinking that life is where we at and it's about what we've been going through. No, it's a bigger picture thing telling you, ain't showing you. Right? But the real prophet's going to come out and show that. Take time out to show you that.
That's right.
For time's sake, let me go ahead. We get to go to 25 real quick. I want to show y'all real quick the third wife of Abraham and what he's going to do to his sons, right? Because remember, he's establishing his covenant with who? Isaac. So watch this. We'll pull like a Sargon already passed away, but we're gonna go ahead and go to 25 and we're gonna show you real quick who was his third wife. So you got
the only thing I was going to add on to this is if you read the so we just read that Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, and the Lord counted it unto him for righteousness because he believed in the Lord, and the Lord told him, don't sacrifice Isaac. Everybody knows the story or should know it. If you don't, just read chapter 22. And then if you go over chapter 24, you're going to read that before Abraham dies, he's going to swear his main servant. He's going to make his main servant go and find a wife from his own people to marry for his son Isaac. And it's a beautiful story.
Beautiful story.
One of the most beautiful chapters in the Bible is Genesis chapter 24. He finds a son, a wife, and her name is Rebecca. Rebecca is the wife of Isaac. And so now Rebecca and Isaac are together. We're on chapter 25. We're going to start at the top.
Just give me that first. Give me 1, and then we're going to jump to 5, 6.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah.
That's the third. That's the other wife, right? So we're going to jump to 5.
Verse 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
Gave everything he had unto Isaac. It's yours. Take it all. It's all you. Let's go on down.
Verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac, his son, while he yet lived eastward unto the east country.
Did he just send his sons away? Man.
Send them away again. Gave them gifts. Send them away.
What are we going to do about that?
It's called separation, King.
That's what it's called. How do you read that and not understand it? How do you just read that and just be like, you know what? It was an Old Testament. I don't mean nothing. That's separation. That's favoritism. Took his son Isaac and say, get away from him. Y'all, I'm going to give y'all gifts. Y'all going eastward. Y'all going to all these other countries. Don't care nothing about you because the covenant is not established through the rest of his sons.
That's right.
It's only Isaac.
That's right.
Man, how come churches don't teach and preach on this, man? You know what? They won't be making no money if they did.
They got a lot of donors, you know, from India and China and all these other places and stuff. You know, they, yeah, like you said, they ain't gonna be making a lot of money. Everybody ain't gonna feel all warm and cuddly inside. And now that the Lord he's a man of war, the Bible says.
That's right.
The Lord got his own game plan going on, and everybody ain't included.
That's right. That's just if you can find a way to put all that together, you can get some attention, churches. If you turn them, because y'all keep saying we're all together, we clearly see a separation here that the Most High is doing. Right? He's separating every other people. And this is favoritism you seeing before your eyes. Y'all Israel, you better thank the Most High that he made you Israel.
That's right.
I'm telling you, man. You better be waking up in the morning time when he wake you up and just bless him and thank him, love him, man, and tell him, man, I'm coming back to your law, statutes, and commandments. I'm coming back to my God.
I want my heritage back.
I want it back.
Yeah, for you people that understand that you Israel, or yeah, I know, and you just go about it and roll over and go to sleep. That's ridiculous. And that's why the kingdom ain't for people like that.
That's right.
This is the greatest thing that has ever happened to anybody listening. Anybody that it's the greatest thing that ever happened to you, whether you know it or not.
Praises.
The greatest thing.
Praises.
There's nothing greater that can happen.
Nothing. No jobs, no money, no a fortunate life, nothing. This is the greatest gift ever. I'm telling you, brother, man. Right. So I'm gonna turn it, King. I was gonna go to 21, but I'm gonna turn it over to you. You're gonna go ahead and start breaking it down from here on out.
I can do it.
Whatever you want me to do there.
Let's start it. Let's start at 19.
Start at 19.
We're back in Genesis 25, verse 19, and we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty.
Okay. Genesis, starting at 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac. Verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, and the sister of Laban in the Syrian. Verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
Okay.
22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So she couldn't have kids for a while. And then the Lord, you know, they prayed to the Lord, and the Lord blessed her with kids. Because, you know, a lot of times when we understand what the Lord wants us to do and it's not working, we try to just go about doing our own thing. But Isaac said, let me talk to the Lord. Because the Lord told my daddy, that I'm going to have some kids, and the blessing was going to come through us. So it can't be that I can't have no kids. Right. It cuts off my posterity, you know? So so Isaac understood that. He went to talk to the father. The father allowed her womb, open up her womb, you know, because the Lord wants that relationship and that conversation with us, you know?
Oh, praise.
Rebecca gets pregnant. And now the babies are struggling in her womb. Something's going on. She don't understand why. She go to ask the Lord, what's going on? Let's see what's going on.
What is going on? All praises. Verse 23. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
How many?
2 nations are in thy womb.
You mean it's millions of people in our body?
2 nations are in thy womb. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
They're not going to be together?
They shall be separated from thy bowels. So
it's 2 nations and 2 manner of people that's in this belly.
That's right, kind.
And then the Lord said they're going to be separated.
The separation.
So that's 2 sides, 2 teams in there. Come on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Okay, somebody going to be strong.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Oh, okay. So back when we read over here, we read in 22 verse 17. It says, "Your seed shall possess the gates of his enemies." Sounds like the same verbiage here. You said, "The elder shall serve the younger." So let's see what happens. She got kids in her belly. It's 2 nations in her belly, 2 manner of people. But we know there's 2 babies represented here, and they're fighting, they're wrestling in the womb. Let's see what happens.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Okay, she got two kids.
Verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
What color?
Red. all over like a hairy garment.
Wow. That's a hell of a description right there.
Sure is.
He came out red.
Red?
Have you ever seen a baby? Hey, red. The first one came out red. Now we know this ain't just talking about the amniotic fluid or none of that type of stuff, because that's normal.
Right.
But this baby came out red, right? All over like a hairy garment.
Hairy as hell.
My goodness. My goodness. And what's his name?
And they called his name Esau.
Oh, okay. So Esau came out first. Esau is the firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the firstborn in this culture normally inherits the blessing.
Come on.
Right? But the Lord, he did away with that, even with Isaac, because Ishmael was his older brother, but he didn't get the blessings. Yep. Right? And then on this one, the Lord already prophesied that the oldest son, whoever come out first, the red one, he going to serve the younger one. Okay. So the one that came out first is red.
Red.
You know, so now the Lord said this man represents a nation. Now, what nation of people can we think of that are red?
I got a hint.
You got a hint? What you think? What you think, Chief?
And they call themselves rednecks down south, man. They stay in the sun long, they turn red. You smack them on the face, they turn red. I mean, they match it. Perfect description.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, so they call them rednecks. So the only people I know that match that description is white folk.
So-called white folk.
So-called white folk. When we know they're not red, but they're not white, but they are red. The blood shows through their skin. That's why they're calling this man red. Esau is red, is the red man. He's a so-called white man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we done introduced about 3 or 4 different nations so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we already know about the Hamites that came from Ham, you know, the African nations. Then we go down to Shem, you know, and Shem had Abraham, and through Abraham there are we got Ishmael, the Arabians. Now we're running into Ham, the so-called Caucasian race. You go into church, they're not going to teach you that, oh, the white man comes from Esau, the Arabian man comes from Ishmael, the African man comes from the Hamites. Well, they will tell you that, but that's all they're going to tell you. But everybody that's in the Bible, there's 18 nations in in the world, and they're in this Bible, and we're bringing out where these nations come from, but namely the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
So this man came out red all over like a hairy garment and called his name Esau. He's the father or the progenitor of the Caucasian race.
That's their father.
You know, let's keep on going. Let's see what else happens.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
His hand took hold on Esau's heel. He wasn't letting them go. Mm-hmm. He wasn't letting them get away. Just like you ever get somebody try to punch you or something and sneak you and run. You know what I mean? Hey, Jacob said, "Nah, Esau, you ain't getting away." What's that prophecy in Second Ezra? Is Second Ezra 6?
Yeah, Second Ezra.
Let me get that. But now we read in let's finish that verse right there.
Let me see. Esau said, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him.
So now we got 2 kids. They're twins, Jacob and Esau, or Esau and Jacob. Esau came out first, and the prophecy in verse 23 says that the oldest son is going to serve the younger son.
Right.
The so-called, and we know that he was red all over like a hairy garment.
Right.
We established that is the so-called white man, and we're gonna get a little more description on that man and his characteristics to prove that he's a so-called white man. Right. But then we're talking about Jacob here. And Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the beginning of the 12 tribes, and this is what we're reading about. This is the whole point of us doing this live.
It's like King. Why he's getting ready to bring that precept out? There's a reason why Jacob wasn't mentioned. His color wasn't, because he looked like everybody else. Just to throw that in there for you, right?
That's right.
So that's why I didn't say he came out this color, that color. He looked just like Mama and all the rest of them.
Right? This is the first white man being born on the earth. You know, now we could go into Cain and all that's another subject, but this white man, this is the first white person born on earth. Esau, he's the progenitor of the white race.
That's right.
These are Abraham is the father of nations, so he's making, what comes after him is the beginning of each nation. We said Ishmael is the beginning of the Arabs. Esau is the beginning of the white race. Right. Jacob is the beginning of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We'll go further into that. This is a precept on what we just read. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
We got next.
So that's just showing you that whoever's going to be ruling at the end of the world, obviously that's Esau. That's right. The Bible just said Esau is the end of the world. But just like Jacob held on to Esau's heel coming out the womb, Jacob got next. Israelites are next up. We the next ruling class under Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's prophesied that we have the next kingdom and we're going to keep it forever. But let's go into this man Jacob and his seed.
And it's like build off what Cap just told you. See, Esau is the one in rulership right now. And while Jacob holding that leg at heel, he's pulling them out of power.
That's right. That's
pulling them right down. Now I'm taking the throne. I'm getting up now.
That's right.
So we got to expect that. We got to receive that by Israel, man. That's what's going to happen, man. Well, that ain't stopping. It's going to happen.
That's right.
All praise to Yahweh Yahushua, man.
So, and we're on verse 27.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
A cunning hunter.
A cunning hunter.
Man, most black people don't really like to hunt. We ain't in the woods and all of that. You know, I don't know too many different nations that really like to hunt like that. Now, I know there are black people, there are certain cases in every nation that like to do certain things, but this man is a cunning hunter, right? So much that, you know, we can see it nowadays because we got to put it in perspective.
Right.
Who hunts nowadays? I mean, they're at Trader Joe's and all these different, you know, these different places.
Festivals.
Yeah. Hey man, they'll lay in the woods for 4 days with deer piss on them, you know, and then they got the got the camouflage on. I mean, they're cunning hunters, you know, and they don't hunt for food just to fulfill their hunger. They hunt for sport.
That's right.
They even hunt people.
Yes, they do.
I mean, you've seen movies that way. You know, they make movies where they'll hunt you. You know what I mean? And that's what they do now. They put us in the hood. They put the drugs in the neighborhoods, and then they hire the police. The police are the one that put them out there, and they hire the police, go get them.
And that's what they used to do back in the day when the slaves run away. That's where police come from.
Yeah,
they send them out to go catch them.
That's right.
Right. They hunters.
Cunning hunters. Hey, they get down on that. They got the hound dogs and all that. You done seen it. You know what I mean? And they tell on themselves.
You seen his identity now. This is the Lord dressing him.
That's right. Read that 27 again.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Yeah.
And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Jacob is a plain man dwelling in tents. And you know, that's indicative of us today. We like to just chill. We kick it in the house. You know what I mean? We kicking it. We hanging out. We homeboys, in other words, you know. And that's kind of like hip talk because this Bible is only written to us.
That's right.
So we the ones that can understand this and break this down.
Praises,
you know, these are the mysteries that are broken down for us. Let's keep it moving, Chief.
28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob.
Now, Rebekah, the wife, the mother, she was given the prophecy. Rebekah knew, she understood that, oh, the younger son gonna be the one blessed. But daddy, he loved the hunter. He loved that man, he's a man of the field. He loved to hunt and do all that wild stuff. And daddy loved to eat his venison. You know what I mean? He liked that wild game. You know? Let's go down a little further, Chief. Let's get 29 and 30.
29. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Jacob was in the crib cooking up some food. Esau, he out hunting and whatever. He come in the house, he's super tired, hungry, starving. What's gonna happen?
And 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Edom.
Oh,
that's a nation. He's a nation of Edom. You know, if you want to read about the nation of Edom, I believe you go to Genesis 36, and you'll read about his nation. He's going to have 12 dukes that comes out of him, you know, as a counterpart to the 12 tribes that are going to come out of Jacob. But Esau, right here, he's selling his birthright. Remember, in the Hebraic heritage, the oldest son gets the birthright. He gets the the blessings. He gets all the things from the father. The father gives it to the oldest son normally. But the Lord had already prophesied that the oldest son is going to serve the younger son, you know. And so right here, this man is bargaining over a pot of uncooked food. We understand that this food is meat that's uncooked. It's still got the blood in it, right? But that's another law that Israelites, you know, even today, even if you don't even understand that you're Israelite, I ask a black man how you like your steak. I guarantee you, most of us are going to say, we don't want no blood in that thing. We don't eat no blood, but that's a law that's ingrained in us from the beginning. That's a law. We cannot eat blood. We can't eat anything with blood in it. But who like red meat? You know, it's plain to see. You know, only a person that wants their eyes shut is gonna not understand this. It's plain to see. Esau likes blood in his food. He likes to hunt. He's a man of the field.
That's right, kind.
Jacob is a plain man. He likes to chill in the tent.
Got a preset for you, King.
Come.
Genesis 36. I'm gonna start at 1. I'm gonna go to 9. Then I'm gonna go to 15 for y'all real quick, right?
Come.
So here's Genesis 36, starting at 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. We're talking about Edom, right? Let's go to 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. That's very important for people because the Lord already wrote the history they was going to live out and be out, right? That's it's right here. We just got to put the people with the race of people with this, right?
And we know they come from caves. He just said in Mount Seir.
Mount Seir. It's caves, man.
That's right.
So when they made that movie, even a caveman can do it. They showing you who they are.
That's right.
Right. They're ugly as hell and hairy like it.
That's right. That's right. He's selling themselves. And we just sitting there just thinking, oh, that you know.
So, you know, 15, this is what Cap was talking about. These were the dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Taman, Duke Omar, and Duke Zepho, and Duke Kenaz, right? So it's very important that we understand this breakdown, this dialogue, man. This is how you identify the race of people today. The Lord he don't change. He didn't give us African-American, white, he didn't give us those names, man. We got to match up who we are according to thus saith the Lord.
That's right.
And Cap breaking that thing down to you, showing you who Esau is. You can't fight that, right? Can't rebuttal that, right?
And yeah, it's beautiful. Like he said, he's got dukes. He's got 12 dukes. We got the 12 patriarchs of the tribe of Israel, and then there's princes over there in Ishmael. So you know, there's 12 and 12 and 12 of these different families.
The number is significant.
The number is significant. And let me just bring out a precept about that blood eating. This is Leviticus chapter 17, verse 14. For it is the life of all flesh. The blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, not everybody but us, you shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh.
Can't do that.
For the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whosoever eateth it shall be cut off.
Cut off.
We are not a blood-eating people. We don't do that normally. Now, when we've been indoctrinated and been around in Beverly Hills, been with these uppity people, we may get a steak medium rare. Like, you're sinning. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You want to be like them. Oh, that's the great. No, the Lord said, no, don't do it. We don't eat blood. So back in Genesis chapter 25, verse 30, we understand that Esau is selling his birthright for a pot of red stew. Let's get to verse 31.
31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. Verse 32. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Now, some people will say Jacob stole the birthright.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, because later on, you know, his father Isaac is going to grow. His eyes are going to grow dim. He's going to be at the point of death. Then almost, you know, his last days. He understands that he's going to send Isaac out, and he's going to tell Isaac, "Go give me some of your venison, and I'm going to bless you." You know, so Isaac, not understanding what the prophecy is, he's going to try to bless Esau with the blessing that should go to Jacob, right? And so the mother, Rebecca, is going to hear this righteous woman, and she's going to say, no, that's not to be so. So she's going to get her son Jacob, have him dress up. You know, he's going to get some goat hair and put it all on his arms, and he's going to dress up, put on one of his brother's shirts, and his mother is going to fix some food for him, for his father. Now his father is going to eat the food, touch on his brother's arm, on Jacob's arm, and he's going to think he's talking to Esau, and he's going to bless him. And we're going to read about it. We're going to read about it. So this is Genesis chapter 27. And we'll start at verse 6.
Verse 6. You want to start at 5?
Yeah, we can start. We can go to 5.
So Genesis 27. Let's start at 5. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spoke to Esau, his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it.
So Isaac sent the white boy, you know what I mean, his favorite son, out to the field to get some venison, right? But Rebekah overheard it. Come on.
Verse 6. And Rebekah spoke unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, verse 7, bring me venison and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. Verse 8. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee.
Right.
Verse 9. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. Verse 10. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, and he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death.
Right. So now the blessing is about to come out. She understood, and mother is going to intervene.
Sure is, boy. She showed in a big way.
And we, hey, that's a wonderful thing, because this is showing that the parents' word means something. We got to speak blessings over our kids.
I'll praise,
you know, and I catch myself. We got to, because what you say, it got meaning. Even the littlest thing. Go pick that piece of paper up over there. Your kids should not disregard that, like, oh, daddy's just talking. You know, everything you say gotta mean something to your kids. You know, that means something. And Rebecca understands that when he blessed, it's gonna be a blessing for real. You know what I mean? And it's gonna come to pass. This man is obviously a prophet.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
All right, so let's go verse 11.
Verse 11. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Don't tell me those brothers we ain't smooth. You damn right we smooth.
Come on. Hip talk.
Verse 12. My father adventure will fill me, and I shall see him. I shall sing to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not blessing.
So you know, right here, Jacob is kind of reluctant to go. Yeah, but let's see.
He's like, I don't want to curse. But he know about that, so he says, hey,
that's right. Yeah, he know what daddy say. You know, the Lord gonna honor him.
Verse 13. His mother said unto him, Upon me be thou cursed, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them.
So we're gonna understand that Rebecca, he's gonna do what his mother said. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna get the blessing, right? Right. And he's gonna get the blessing from his father. And let's read about the blessing. Let's read about the blessing. Let's drop down to 27, King.
Let's drop down.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 27.
27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment,
because he had on his brother's shirt,
and blessed him and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which the Lord hath blessed. Verse 28. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of the corn and wine. So
he got blessed with, he said, the Lord gonna give you the dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Meaning, hey, you're not gonna lack. Basically, he giving. Let's keep on going.
You're gonna say 29. Let people serve thee, and nations let people serve thee. Where's this equal coming in? Everybody's saying we're gonna be equal.
Right. There go that servitude again. There go that like you said, there go that separation, the favoritism.
Let me read that slow for you. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. I don't know what they're gonna do with that, man. No, every other nation is gonna be bowing before Israel, man.
Hey, man.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. Because we're reading about the father of Israel. That is beautiful. I mean, and the thing is, you can't refute it. How can you refute it? I mean, what he said, and they understand what he said is going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's, yeah.
Be Lord over thy brethren, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee.
Come.
You know what? That was the same thing he's took on from his father. Remember, you bless Abraham. I will bless those who bless you. I will. Y'all see how this stay in? Because every nation they got blessed off us because hell, we built the pyramids, built the Great Wall. Right. We made America what it is today. After they done rape, rob, murder. So we done blessed. They got blessed through us, right? And then don't forget, there's another part that's saying, "I will curse thee." That curse. They going. Hey, this curse got to happen.
It's coming right back.
It's coming back. You get that in Deuteronomy. What is that? 30, right? Yeah. You're going to get that, right? It's a beautiful thing to be an Israelite. And to our people that want to wake up, you don't need to call yourself a Black African American no more, right? You go everywhere with your head up. You tell them I'm an Israelite because that's how the Most High identifies you.
Come.
Let me go to King.
Come. That's right. That's right. So right now, Jacob is getting a blessing, right? Jacob is getting a blessing that was meant for his brother. Well, his father meant to give it to Esau, but Jacob, you know, kind of went in there and got what was rightfully his because the Lord prophesied that it was going to be his, right? So he's getting a blessing.
That's right.
Right?
So is.
All right. And then let's see. Now Jacob scurries out of there real quick. And then his brother Esau comes in. And let's go down to there. Let's drop down to 30.
Drop down to 30.
Want me get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from hunting. And he also made savory meat and brought it to his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who are you? And he said, I am your son, your firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that have taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before you came, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, your brother came with subtlety, and have taken away your blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, have you not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him your Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants.
Ooh, we can't get around that for some reason. We just can't get around that.
And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto you, my son? And Esau said unto his father, have you but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. He crying.
He crying, boy.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And your sword, Salakia, and by your sword shall you live, and shall serve your brother. And it shall come to pass, when you shall have dominion, that you shall break his yoke from off your neck. So the Lord just told Esau, you're going to be his servant. And all your brothers going to be his servant, right? But he gave him a blessing. He said, but you are going to have the fatness of the earth.
And they have that.
We understand, right? And they have that now. Any nation you go to, they got the best crib. They got the best areas, the suburbs. Right. So he got the fatness of the earth right now. It said, by your sword shall you live. They're doing that.
Yeah, if they not.
Once they figured out how to make gunpowder,
that was it.
You know, they took over the earth.
colonized every nation, every state, when everywhere is taken over.
And I'm gonna put a slocky on that because Alexander the Great, the Greek, the freak. We understand that he conquered the world, you know, right before Christ. You know, he conquered the world, and then we took him out of power, and then he broke the yoke off of his neck because we made them servants at that time.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, that's kind of going in a little further, but that's how they kind of assimilated into being Jewish. You know, they took on our culture and supplanted us, right? Nevertheless, Esau is blessed with the sword, and that's very important because right now the modern day sword is the gun.
So is.
And their bombs and their military might.
Nukes, now they got all that.
That's how they live now, you know. So I'm just gonna read 41 for context. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother.
Look at that.
So Esau, he had a hatred for Jacob from day one, because he forfeit the blessing and the birthright, the heritage, and then he hates him. He hates us even to this day. You know, and that's why when we go out here and we march and we don't understand why the police kill us, why they still making these different jokes and things about black people, and they treat us so wickedly. We trying to figure out why would they take these people from Africa and just put them in slavery and do all this. What did we do? We don't understand the Bible.
That's right.
Because it was written that Jacob was going to hate Esau. You know, Esau was going to hate Jacob. It was written. You know, so that's why we got to understand the Bible to understand why this man and these people are never going to get along with us. We're never going to get along. You know.
That's right. That's right. Now, when we read down here too, you can see how Esau always been alive, but down here where he said he supplanted me 2 times, remember he sold his birthright. Right? He lied. we didn't lie to him about that. He gave that thing up. He didn't give a damn about it. He said, for that red meat, take his shit. He took it, man. Let me get that.
Got it on.
Right?
Come. All right. So for the sake of time, we are going to move over, and I'm just going to speed it up. You can read chapter 28, where Jacob dreams a dream. You know, Jacob actually flees and goes to live with his uncle. He goes to work for his uncle, where his mother's brother. He goes to work for his uncle there, and he just flees because he heard about his brother wanting to kill him. So Jacob goes there, and on the way, he makes a covenant with the Lord, and he dreams a dream about angels coming up and down on this ladder. That's where you get the, you know, Jacob's ladder. That story. That's in chapter 28. And also Esau, he begins to marry wives of the daughters of Canaan, these Africans, right? And Esau gets wives and have children, and it grieves his parents to death. They hate that because they did not want their kids to marry into these women, you know, from these other nations, because they worship other gods and other deities.
Right.
And they were going to turn their sons away from the Most High God, which it did. And so Jacob, he obeys his parents and goes to marry one of his family, his cousin, somebody in that bloodline, right? And so we go to chapter 30. It talks about how Jacob, he goes into this family and he talks to his uncle, Bethuel, I believe his name is, and he talked to his uncle about marrying his daughters, right? And it's a beautiful story. His daughter, there's 2 women that 2 daughters that his uncle has. The first one, her name is Leah, right? She's the oldest. But Jacob fell in love with Rachel, the younger daughter. And so Jacob asked his uncle, hey, what can I give you for your daughter? You know, and his uncle said, well, you can work for him. He's gonna work off a debt. 7 years. He told him 7 years he's gonna work for him, you know, out there feeding his cattle and being a shepherd for him for 7 years for his younger daughter, Rachel. Now Jacob does it, and when he works for him, he says it's going to be it seemed like it was just a few days. So he worked 7 years, and at the end of the 7 years, they throw a party, and he talks to his uncle. He says, hey, you know, I'm ready. Give me my wife. Give me your daughter. I want to take her to be my wife, you know. And they throw a big party, and at the end of the party, Jacob is drunk, and guess who winds up with Jacob? But Leah. When Jacob figures out what happens, Jacob wakes up and he says, hey, you tricked me, right? You tricked me. You gave me the older daughter, but I told you I wanted to marry the younger daughter, Rachel. And Laban, excuse me, his name is, he says, nah, that can't be, that's not how we do it out here. We don't do it like that out here on the West Coast. You know what I mean? He said, look, we can't do that. The younger daughter can't get married before the older daughter. So, you know, he says, just do this. You're going to take Leah as your firstborn wife, your first wife. And then what I want you to do is you work another 7 years for me, you know, and I'm going to give you Rachel. You know, and I'm kind of paraphrasing for the sake of time, but this is how our nation is coming to be.
That's right.
Right. So we're going to start and we're going to read about Salakia, Israel. Give me a second. We are going to we're going to jump. All right, so we are going to jump to chapter 29. And we'll start with chapter 29 and verse 29.
29. And
Salakia. We'll start at let's start at 25.
Start at 25?
Yeah.
Verse 25. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, who is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? 26. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn.
Okay.
27. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
Now we got to do a whole nother seven-year term.
Damn.
Right? A whole nother contract, you know, to get what he wanted to get in the beginning. Right? So keep on going.
Verse 28. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also.
So now this man got 2 wives.
Oh, does.
So in the Hebrew culture, not this westernized culture, a man could have multiple wives, right? Now we're not talking about anything that's, you know, wicked. We're not talking about, you know, wicked sexual acts and nothing like that. This is strictly for procreating and replenishing the nation, right? Jacob is going to, the progenitor of the nation of Israel had multiple wives. It's not even going to stop here. Let's keep on reading, Chief.
28. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his handmaid, to be her maid. 30. And he went in also unto Rachel, and she loved also Rachel more than Leah. And he served with him yet 7 other years. 31. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was burned.
So right now he got okay, so he got 2 wives, and now the Lord is blessing, since he liked Rachel, the younger daughter, more than Leah. The Lord opened the womb of the older daughter, because the Lord do his own thing. Right. All right. Now what? Yeah, let's go.
32. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben.
Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob.
Firstborn. For she said, surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me.
Firstborn son Reuben. Okay.
Reuben. 33. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, because the Lord have heard that I was hated, he have therefore given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon.
Simeon. Okay.
34. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi.
So Jacob is, you know, he's really in love with the younger daughter, but he got the older daughter. He having kids by the older daughter, you know, but his favorite was the younger daughter, Rachel. But Leah's having all the kids, right? So now we got 3 sons, right? Let's keep on going, Chief.
35. And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now will I praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah. And left burned.
So she had 4 sons by him, just trying to gain his affection, you know, and the Lord blessed her with 4 mighty sons. Now remember, each one of these sons are tribes.
That's right.
Each one of these sons are basically what you would call nations, right? Nations within a nation. Each one of these sons are going to have multitudes of people come out of them.
That's right.
Right? All right. So the tribe of Judah, of course, we know Hebrews 7:14 that Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, comes from this son,
Yep,
Judah. Okay, his mama was Leah. Leah, who was, the Bible kind of says it as hated, but she wasn't the favorite of the wives, but the Lord had his own plan, right? Let's go into chapter 30, King.
Chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die.
Oh, so now she putting his back up against the wall. She said, hey, look, you having all these kids by her, nigga, you better, hey, you know what I mean? And she wanted her own son. So let's see what she going to do.
Right, verse 2. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. And he said, am I in God's stead, who have withheld from thee the fruit of the womb?
He said, am I God? I ain't the one doing this to you. You know what I mean? Verse 3.
Verse 3. And she said, behold, my maid Bella, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her.
So now his second wife, Rachel, is giving Jacob her maid for him to have kids, right? And then she's saying that's going to be my kid, right? So now Jacob, it's a third wife coming into the picture.
Okay, verse 4. And she gave him Bella, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. Verse 5. And Bella conceived and bare Jacob a son.
Right.
Verse 6. And Rachel said, God have judged me, and have also heard my voice, and have given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan.
Dan. It's another tribe.
Verse 7. And Bella, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son.
Okay. And
Rachel said, with great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. Another tribe.
Another tribe.
Verse 9. When Leah saw that she had left burn, she took Zipporah, her maid, and gave her to Jacob to wife. And Zipporah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, a troop cometh. And she called his name Gad. Another tribe.
So, all right, the sisters are dueling now. And Jacob, he getting, well, I ain't gonna say he getting wore out because it don't say it, but hey, you know, so now, right. So Jacob, he had 4 sons by Leah. Then she stopped having kids. So now Rachel seen that and said, oh, you got to give me some kids. He had 2 sons by Bilhah, Rachel's, the wife, the second wife that couldn't have kids, by her handmaid. So we got 4 over here by Leah, 2 by Bilhah. Now Leah said, oh, since I can't have no kids and you try to have some kids, but now Leah gave him her handmaid, who is Zilpah, right? And he had 2 kids by Zilpah, right? Yeah. So let's see what else happens. So now he got what? That's 2, 4, that's 4, that's 8 kids so far, 8 sons.
So verse number 12. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a second son. And Leah said, happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher. Another tribe. 14. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found mandrakes in the field and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. Right. And verse 15. And she said unto her, is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband? And wouldst thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. So now,
hold on now. They're getting out of hand. Because the 2 sisters right now, they dueling. And they using Jacob like a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Like he's a servant. They're talking about, hey, she hired, she sent them over. She said, look, he can lay with you tonight if you give me some of the mandrake. Let me get some of the fruit. You know what I mean? Come on now. Yeah. Golly.
Oh, praise, man. Where we at? 16. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he laid with her that night. So 17.
Uh-oh.
And Yahweh hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived, and bare Jacob the 5th son.
Right.
And Leah said, God hath given me my heart, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar.
Come.
Right?
Come. 5 sons by Leah.
Come on.
2 by each of the handmaids. Let's see what else happens.
19. And Leah conceived again and bare Jacob the 6th son. Verse 20. And Leah said, God have endured me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons.
6 sons.
And she called his name Zebulun.
Zebulun.
Come on, man.
My goodness. Verse 21.
Verse 21. And afterwards she bare a daughter and called her name
Dinah.
So she is that stuff. Notice no one even talks about the daughter a lot when it comes to these.
And that goes into the Hebraic understanding that, you know, the so-called Jews, you know, the small hats, they say that you're a Jew based on your mother, right? But the Bible is showing us that each one of these sons are the tribes. Dinah doesn't have a tribe. Dinah does not have a tribe. She's not a part of one of the tribes. She's just going to be in there. You know, Dinah is, you know, if she had kids, matter of fact, she had a well, that's later on. You'll read about how she had a husband, or, you know, from another nation. But nevertheless, Dinah doesn't have a tribe. So their whole understanding of how you become how you are a Jew is off just by that, what we just read. There is no tribe of Dinah
at all. They try to make it though. They smart, boy. They clever, boy. I tell you, they cunning.
Cunning. Real cunning.
Remember that word, cunning. That's what they are. Cunning. 22. And Yahweh remembered Rachel, and Yahweh hearkened unto her and opened her womb.
Okay, now Rachel's turn. Let's see.
23. Verse 23. And she conceived and bare a son and said, Yahweh have taken away my reproach. 24. And she called his name Joseph, and said, the Lord shall add to me another son.
So Rachel finally gets her son. Now Jacob got 11, he got 12 kids, 11 daughters, 11 sons, 1 daughter, rather. Salakia. So you know, the Lord is blessing this man mightily. And he doing all of this work, and he procreating like wow, you know, and that's indicative. That's the same thing that happens to us, because this is going to become a mighty nation, right? And we may stop right here for time's sake right now, but we're gonna become a mighty nation. Each one of these sons are gonna have sons and daughters, and we're gonna become a mighty nation. It's gonna be 70 of us, and we're gonna wind up in the nation of Egypt as servants and handmaids, right? And so once we're there, we're gonna be treated well at first because of Joseph, Rachel's son, and then eventually they're gonna put us in servitude, and then comes Moses and the story of Exodus, right? But that's later on. But right now, we just broke down how our nation began.
That's right.
4 women, 1 man, right? Through a blessing that this man done went through, and what you'll see is, if you keep on reading, he's going to work 20 years for his uncle, and the uncle going to change it up, switch it up on him, but eventually Jacob is going to come out with a mighty substance, right? He's already made a covenant with the Lord, and he's going to go back to his household where he come from with 4 wives, 11, 12 sons. He's going to eventually have another son by Rachel later on, and then she's going to pass. But eventually he's going to have 12 sons, a daughter, servants, you know, cattle, all this stuff, you know, great substance. The Lord blessed him from working all these years as a shepherd, and we're going to become a shepherd people, right? But this is how the nation comes. You got something, Chief?
Yeah, well, while we're closing it up and everything, once you get done with it and everything, we'll read a couple of comments.
We're going to read some comments. The last thing I did want to do is go over these names that we just ran over. You know, each one of the sons are tribes, like we explained. So I'm just going to go over the different sons and tribes. Some of them we haven't gotten to yet, 1 or 2 of them, but I'll still explain. The tribe of Judah is the American blacks.
Right.
So the son named Judah, the American blacks, or the Negroes, come from the tribe of Judah, or the son named Judah. Then there's going to be a son named Benjamin. That's where the West Indian blacks, the Jamaicans and those different islands there, that's where they come from, the son named Benjamin. You got Levi or Levi. The Haitians come from Levi, right? So all the Haitians like Moses, you know, and his Aaron, they come from Levi, right? And those are the Haitians. Nowadays, they would be the modern day Haitians. They come from the son named Levi. Ephraim, the modern day Puerto Ricans, the so-called Puerto Ricans come from the tribe of Ephraim. Manasseh, the son named Manasseh, the Cubans come out of Manasseh. Dominicans come from the son named Simeon. Guatemala, the Guatemalans and the Panamanians, or the Mayans, the ancient Mayans, they come from the son Zebulun. Then you have the Native Americans, they come from the son named Gad. The Seminole Indians come from Reuben. The Colombians and Uruguayan, the Incas, Native Americans, they come from the son of Asher. The Mexicans, the Aztecs, they come from Issachar. And the Argentinians and the Chileans of Negro, and indigenous descent, they come from the son Naphtali, right? Now, there are prophecies in the Bible that break down where everybody's going to be, what's going to be happening to them, and that's how we get the understanding of where these people are and who they are nowadays. Now, there are other of us, children of Israel, that are scattered in these other nations, like, you know, all across the world, China, you know, India, Africa still, but we're talking about on the Western Hemisphere. And you got it, Chief.
All praises. What a beautiful segment, Israel. I hope you got edified. I hope you got you humbled yourself and you was able to catch all that. I know it was a lot, but that's what it is when it comes into this word. Like when the Lord told Nicodemus, you must be reborn again. This is how we get reborn again. Right? That's right. We got to let go of Christianity. We got to let go of every paganism out there that we've been a joint to. We got to come out of the churches and we got to come back to the Most High. This is how you come back to the Most High, right? So we rebuild it, right? It's like being rebirthed, regurgitated, may say, right? So tonight was a beautiful lesson, a beautiful breakdown to our brothers and sisters. King, there's one question for you. You call it Ask Jehu. Says, what verse does it say that we can't eat pork?
Good question. That's a good question. We'll go to we can go to chapter the book of Leviticus, chapter 11. Leviticus chapter 11. And if you have any questions, even after this, post your questions. We'll answer them with the spirit and the grace of Yahweh by Shem Mashiach Yahushua, and we'll try to do it in a timely manner. But we can go to chapter Leviticus chapter 11 and verse. Let's start at 1. Salaki, we start at verse 2.
You want to go to Leviticus chapter
11 verse 2. I'll read. I got you, King.
11. Okay. Leviticus chapter 11, you want to start at 2?
Yes.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Verse 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
Verse 4 is the point.
Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of him that cheweth the cud, or of them that divideth the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
Let's drop down to verse 7.
Verse 7. And the swine.
What is swine?
That's a good one.
Let's see if it's I mean, everybody knows, for the sake of time, I'm not even gonna go there, but everybody knows that swine is pig, pork, you know, ham, you know, all of that stuff that we used to eat. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, we're just gonna read what the Bible says. What does it say about the swine, King?
In the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
The swine is unclean to us, right? He's an abomination to us, right? We can't touch it. We can't eat it. We can't deal with it at all. If you have been dealing with it, I recommend you not deal with it, because the Lord, he takes lives for that much. You know, he'll take your life for that much. It causes our people, we watching soul food, they cooking up hog maws and chicken, and all that type of stuff, and don't understand why Big Mama on soul food was in the daggone hospital. Because she eating it, you know what I mean? She eating the daggone pork and loving it. And they not understanding, we don't understand, because our people die for a lack of knowledge, you know? That's a very good question. Thanks for bringing that one up.
That's a beautiful question.
But we don't have to go into what the swine is. We understand that's pig, pork. We can't touch it.
We'll get some shout out. Go on your phone, King, if you want to. Let's get some shout out to the ones that's commented. Let's get some shout outs to them. Read them out. Shout out, shalom to them all, man. Beautiful thing tonight for our brothers.
Deborah. Shout out to you.
Shalom.
Tony Gunn, Tony G.
Tony G. The hot.
Shout out to you, King.
Shalom.
Well, Antiochus Epiphanes did the most destruction coming after Alexander. We understand these was dogs.
These dogs, devils.
Yeah.
All praises. Man.
Yeah, we ain't like none of these dogs.
All praises, man.
Let me see. I'm trying to get the chat up, King. I can't. You got any more? I can't see. I can only see 2. I can't see what else is on there.
Here, give me this
one. All right.
What we got there? Oh, praises,
okay,
brothers and sisters tonight, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. We're able to come together and congregate, man, and get this word, man.
That's right. Shiloh said it is so beautiful how the Lord always makes us second to everyone, but we always seem not rise above them and be chosen. The Lord Yahweh is powerful. He loves us.
Well, that's the reason why the Lord said the first shall be last, the last shall be first.
That's right. Good point, Chief. That's right.
All praises, man.
That's right. Because when the children get in the classrooms, the teachers teach what they want. Teach. All right. Appreciate it.
That's we was talking about earlier. Exactly, sister. They don't teach us thus saith the Lord or what's important to the Most High. They teach us what's important to them and their God.
That's right.
Right. And that's a beautiful comment you made there, man. That's true. So this is why we got to come back to our culture and our heritage is this right here.
That's right.
And the Lord done sent the prophets in the last days because look, this ain't a love letter to all the other nations. This is only the love letter to Israel.
That's right.
It's not for everybody. You know, we out there on the block, King. We get so much people hating and throwing and saying y'all preaching hate, y'all done, but no one can seem to stand up on the block, on the corner with us and go precept upon precept and prove their point.
Right.
The Lord don't use nobody other than Israel.
That's right.
Right. That's the reason why we're standing out there for our people. And we'll continue until the Lord remove the very breath from our bodies, man, for our people to see our people wake up.
All praise to Yahweh.
All praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Mashiach, Yahushua, man. Barakatah. Beautiful lesson tonight. Chief, you want to close out, Cap?
Yeah. And before I close out, again, post your questions, comments. Exactly. You know, we appreciate everybody for taking time out their day.
Thank you.
You know, to fellowship with us. You know, I know that the Most High is amongst us, you know, His Spirit is there, you know, to teach us and bring us back into remembrance of all things. But another thing I did want to say is that Most High willing, this Shabbat, Saturday afternoon towards the evening, we'll most likely be downtown somewhere. If you all want to fellowship with us, anybody want to come out, we'll most likely be downtown. We haven't really picked a spot yet, you know, but
in Texas,
yeah, you text us if you need to, and you know, we'll get you the address, directions, whatever. You know, we appreciate y'all staying up with us and bearing with us. You know, we had a little difficulty in the beginning, but yeah, praise the Lord, we got through that.
All praises, man. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Israel. It's been a pleasure. See y'all next week, Most High willing.
Lord, Yahweh willing.
Shalom.